In 2021, the Nano Dimension stock witnessed a massive pullback in their price, although they had almost $1.4 billion in cash on their hands. The company Nano Dimension was founded in Israel in 2012. It looks towards delivering products with a high return on investment, especially in the 3D manufacturing industry, which is rapidly growing. The stock price of Nano Dimension at the time of producing this video had a fair valuation closer to $4 to $5. But when the cash at hand is considered, along with the sum of its acquisitions, it hints that the stock might likely hit a 30% increase or get to $50. Even at that, we have to watch and wait as the Nano Dimension 3D printing stock somehow has managed to garner a significant amount of attention from traders almost every day. Fortunately for the Nano Dimension stock, there's hope in the stock market that it would rise again, and that it can even rise as high as $50. How would that be? What could cause the increase seen at the time of producing this video? The Nano Dimension stock sold at a low of $3.71, with the potential of rising by almost 30%. How then would it reach $50, and when? To find out, continue watching this video and you'll see why the Nano Dimension stock will hit a $50 price, and how soon this is going to happen. Before we get into that, can you spare a few seconds to hit the thumbs up, subscribe, and bell icon? This will help you get informed of our new and upcoming videos that promise to be educational and informative. Everyone is looking for investments with a very high market capitalization that are among the top. Don't be everyone. Be strategic with what you choose to invest in. With the dive in the Nano Dimension stock price, there is bound to be a rise. A rise investors believe could reach $50. To know why this would happen, we have to look at how Nano Dimension stock got into the market and how well it has fared. The journey of Nano Dimension stocks kicked off in 2016 when the company sold its stock at around $70. Within a week of being in the stock market, the Nano Dimension stock gained ground and rose to almost $100. Amazing turn of events, right? But things took a different turn for the company during the pandemic outbreak, plunging the stock price to a miserable 50 cents. This was in 2020, late March precisely. However, at the beginning of 2021, January to be specific, the Nano Dimension stock price witnessed a 52-week high of almost $18. To be exact, it was $17.89. Since then till now, it has had its ups and downs, and the stock market price at the time of producing this video hovers around $3.50 to $4, with a market capitalization that is a little below $1 billion. The Nano Dimension stock price journey has not been smooth. However, it's not on a steady vertical decline, giving hope to a possible rise in price to $50. How? Let's find out. The Nano Dimension Limited company is concerned with providing additive electronics in Israel and to the global market as well. Their flagship product is the proprietary Dragonfly, which is a lights-out digital manufacturing system, or LDM. The Dragonfly LDM is a very precise system that produces professional sensors, multi-layer circuit boards, conductive geometries, radio frequency antennas, and most importantly, molded connected devices, which are used for prototyping through custom additive manufacturing. Nano Dimension is also involved in providing nanotech-based conductive and dielectric inks. They also produce Switch software and Dragonfly, and they help to manage the printing processes as well as the design files. Over the years, since its move into the stock market, the Nano Dimension stock has had its fair share of struggles. They have fallen well below 50% of the 2021 highs, and although people don't see this, it opens up an enticing opportunity for investing. This is because Nano Dimension is lucky to be positioned in an industry that is rapidly growing, and to add to that, they have a lot of cash in hand. And we are talking about $200,000 to $300,000 above $1 billion, which somehow eclipses their current market capitalization and their intraday market capitalization. This proves how good an investment in Nano Dimension stock is. However, you should first understand what Nano Dimension is before proceeding, and also understand what Nano Dimension is playing at. The company has made various strategic acquisitions and seeks to leverage synergy in a sector that is driven by a high level of expertise. But what makes Nano Dimension a unique investment? The strategy adopted by Nano Dimension helps them reduce the risk of investment for long long-term investors and shareholders, and it also allows them to still maintain the upside that the additive 3D manufacturing industry presents. Nano Dimension is also not rushing to become a first-to-the-market mover. However, the company plans to stand out, and it doesn't matter how long it takes. And as investors, the rush is not to invest in financially stable companies that have solid balance sheets backing their movements, but to invest in companies that leverage knowledge and expertise from their industry. The trick here is, while the former set of companies will ensure your investment is safe, the other will likely grow faster than the broader market. Putting the scenarios together makes Nano Dimension stocks both growth and value-driven investments, and this gives the company's stock significant upside over the next 2 to 5 years as they pick up momentum and hit the $50 stock price valuation. Backing this is the sectoral metrics at the time of producing this video, which suggests that the 3D manufacturing and printing services and product global market are expected to surpass $40 billion before or in 2024. This is also expected from the industry, as it's estimated to accrue a compound annual growth rate of about 26.4% between 2022 and 2024 or 2025. With this in mind, $50 does not look like much to achieve for Nano Dimension stock, making the stock a good and unique investment with a reasonable margin of safety, thanks to its beta of 2.28. Another reason the company's stock is going to hit $50 is simply that its stock has an asset-driven valuation. If you recall earlier, we mentioned that the company has above $1 billion in cash, which can be used for future expenditures. Critically looking at this alone shows a discounted valuation for a company stock with a market capitalization of almost $1 billion. However, the unique strategy Nano Dimension uses to grow their revenue can appear as a not too pleasing indicator when placed side by side with rivals. But then again, their revenue has been projected to grow by over 100% over the next few years, even though there may be some ups and downs. However, with the birth of a new decade, acquisitions would come and go, and opportunities would be made available, making the valuation asset-driven. An example of a company that utilizes this same strategy is Ideanomics. However, they are focused on the electric vehicle space. Some acquisitions made by Nano Dimension so far include DeepCube, Semtech AG, and others which are focused on 3D printing, electronics, and most importantly, machine learning. With these acquisitions and many more to come, $50 is not far-fetched for Nano Dimension stock. Another contributing factor to Nano Dimension hitting $50 is the rapid growth and revolution taking place in the 3D printing and manufacturing space. In lots of industries, 3D printing is taking an important role in their product development and design. Some major industries include aerospace, architecture, automotive, consumer goods, education, electronics, construction, energy, healthcare, hearing aids, dental, military, robotics, and a lot more. Also, research in 2021 led by Alejandro H. Espera Jr. from Case Western Reserve University shows that 3D printing or additive manufacturing tech has created ways for the fabrication of electronics. It was also seen that 3D printing could help to professionally transform flexible electronics, wireless communications, efficient batteries, solid-state display technologies, and a lot more. That's a lot of revolution, if you asked. And Nano Dimension, on the other hand, is focused on multi-layer printed circuit boards, PCBs, as well as other complementary revolutionary products. Examples include nanotechnology-based inks. The flagship printer of Nano Dimension is the Dragonfly, and it can be used in the 3D printing of electronic circuitry, a sector that is rapidly growing. The technology is nothing short of disruptive, as claimed by the company. So far, Nano Dimension has had an interesting investment summary, one of the most difficult to gauge. Investors and analysts find it hard to exactly state the actual valuation of Nano Dimension stocks, as it's an industry with very few competitors. Secondly, the company has enough cash at hand, which places them in a position to comfortably become a first market mover and take control of much of the growing 3D printing industry. But they, however, choose not to, but rather follow the market one acquisition at a time. This strategy has given them an interesting investment summary, having grabbed the attention of Cathie Wood, an innovation leader, who at the time of producing this video had shares of Nano Dimension stocks in their investment portfolio. This is, however, not the only one, but the most outstanding. Another investment potential for Nano Dimension stock falls back to how environmentally sustainable the company is. There is no denying that eco-friendly businesses attract further investments and incentives. These investments and incentives prospects place the Nano Dimension stock at a spot to reach $50, even if its apparent upside is expected to be just around 30%. Aside from the return on investments, another important factor to consider before any investment is the risks associated with investing in a particular stock. But for Nano Dimension stock, it also helps to show potential for rising to $50. The Nano Dimension stock at the time of producing this video had no debt and had plenty of cash at hand. This shows that they had very little chance of encountering any risk. The only possible risk involved is almost, if not negligible. They include cash and time burn, or probably the scale of adoption of the 3D printing manufacturing industry. The first risk we can't account for, but the second doesn't bear much effect as news and research have shown that the 3D printing manufacturing industry is being adopted. Though at the time of producing this video, it was common among small-scale electronics, nothing is stopping it from expanding. To this, we can only know with time. However, it is believed that the revolution in the 3D printing industry would hinder any macroeconomic headwinds and substantially propel Nano Dimension stocks towards $50, an action that will benefit investors in the rapidly growing 3D printing manufacturing industry. But before investing in nano stock, it's best you make out time and do thorough research of the potential benefits and risks of the investments. And if you have watched this video to this point, you are on the right track. You just have to do a little more additional research. What do you think about the Nano Dimension stock hitting $50? Do you think it's possible? Or will the stock stick to its proposed 30% raise and then continue in an almost flattened pattern? Do well to let us know in the comments section below. If you liked our video, then go ahead and click on thumbs up, subscribe, and the bell icon to get notified of our new and upcoming videos. You can also check out our other videos.